This video is sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to Gage Reviews and to this Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power first full trailer. It's actually about 3 minutes right from Comic-Con. So, as I told you before guys, I'm going to cover whatever I possibly can, and I already covered D&D for today, Dungeons and Dragons first trailer, which was pretty interesting, but still a lot more to say. So if you want to see that, you can check it right here on the channel. And now let's see this, because once again, probably a lot to say about the Rings of Power as well. Sorry guys, yeah, lots of stuff today.
We thought the war
Oh boy.
at last was ended.
Today,
Okay.
our days of peace begin.
We thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
The skies are strange.
Okay.
You just hear galadriel. The moment we feared.
Evil does not sleep. It waits.
Beyond the darkness, tempting shadow to bury us all beneath the mountain.
He has not one name, but many.
Have you heard of him, lad? Have you heard of Sauron?
This is good right now. Right?
If the evil rising is left unchecked, it will take us all. Find the light, and the shadow will not find you. Together we can survive this! Fight with me.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
There can be no trust between hammer and rock. Eventually, one or the other must surely break.
What the heck?
You have been told many lies of Middle-earth.
Oh, I love the music. But yeah, we're going to discuss now, guys. Oh boy. Okay. So, guys, and hi to Gary in the chat as well. Thanks, dear Clayton, for the feedback and the link to the D&D trailer. Guys, this was a pretty awesome trailer as a trailer. Now, when it comes to how close is this to Tolkien's work, actually, well, it is not. So yeah, my dear friend, dear Ivy, is going to let me know in detail how much they, decided to do their own thing, which they already said that they would. And that is a huge contradiction, because they are telling us that this is based on Tolkien's, books. The books before the books, and the other writings that I just totally forgot how they're called. But point being that they are promising that this is the story before the rings were forged and how the rings were forged. But then again, they're also saying we want to have a blank canvas and we want to do our own thing. Like talking doesn't matter at all. So it is alarming, guys, if you care anything about Tolkien and how he actually said that he doesn't want his characters to be disrespected and changed in the future, and here they are changed in the future. So that's very sad, guys. Hi to RJ. Watch this maybe better than season 8. I have no idea what you mean because this is not Game of Thrones. You know, this is Lord of the Rings. And hi Ferris. I have no idea what is that, Ferris, but I have to check, I guess. Let's start from the beginning. I'm going to lower
We
the
thought the
sound.
war at last.
So this is some kind of a story. I mean, they're covering some kind of a story that didn't actually happen in the books. So there's that. And they're getting into a lore that doesn't exist. And they're just using some places from the books and some characters that are not supposed to be there at all at this time. They're not supposed to be even alive at this time. But yeah. And hi to Manish Bansao, where that is exactly what I'm explaining right now. Fans are pissed because the creators of the show first fired the specialist, the Tolkien specialist, that was hired for this, and he is one of the best, literally, in the world, because they wanted to do their own modern take on what Tolkien wrote, but kind of not, because they also wanted to scrap everything and create their own thing, which is a disrespect to the original material, and exactly what Tolkien did say that he didn't want. He did say that. So that is why fans are pissed, because they're just plagiarizing his work. I mean, they're taking some of the elements of his work, they're claiming that is from him, and at the same time they're saying, but we are going to do a totally different thing and better than Tolkien, which is not only arrogant, but, well, that is what is called being an imbecile as well. Elrond here, he doesn't look like himself, and I mean, not even a little bit, and since when elves have short hair? They shouldn't. That's one thing. Even it says in the books they're supposed to be different than people because they always have a long hair. A lot of them are blonde as well. Those are stuff that are canon and they should not be touched, and there's just no reason for them to be touched, you know? This is written to be a fantasy set in like and yeah, I probably should not explain why this is also not in character. Paris, I have no idea what do you mean there, because the adaptations, original Lord of the Rings 3 films are masterpieces to this day, and they hold up pretty damn well. It doesn't matter if they are made 20 years ago or not. They are still amazing movies, and they did honor Tolkien's creations to the best of their ability. They did not made up stuff up as they went along, that they just did subtle things that made more sense within the context of the film, but did not break the lore. Here they are breaking the lore because they're literally showing us stories that did not happen, and they're making stuff up of the what already, is known, but they're even like what already is known basically is ignored, and they're making their own prequel, and they're bringing characters that are not even supposed to be there at all. We are reacting to the first official Lord of the Rings trailer that was just released from Comic-Con. Gary, just letting you know.
It is here, Galadriel. The moment we
And, galadriel was never supposed to be a warrior or anything like this. And hi to my awesome and amazing Primarch, dear Ivy in the chat, who is the specialist here, the Tolkien specialist, so hi to you. Hey Andre. Well, we'll see about that, really, Andre. Uh, we'll see about that, really. I don't know. I mean, you can, I will also, watch the show and objectively watch it as it is and, judge it if it's a good show, if it has meaning, all those things, if it's interesting, on every level. I'm gonna judge it on every level. But the fact of the matter is that the principles here are broken when you want to put something on screen that is from a very, very, very famous and amazing source. Especially, you have to keep the integrity of it, but they're doing the exact opposite. So it is not, it is a matter of principle to respect what you're trying to adapt, and that's why they decide to like go back a little and say no, it's just like based on, but it's not like an adaptation, because they're also admitting that they want to do their own thing and they want a blank canvas. They're just using Tolkien's name here and some of his characters. That is how it looks like right now. That's how it is actually, because they also said it. Yes, Peter Jackson did break many narratives in favor of cinema tropes, but the show is making things up to the extreme. Yeah, and as I said, Peter Jackson did change some things so they can work on screen. For example, the fact that the Human King, I'm just forgetting names right now, married the elf. Damn it, what was her name? The Liv Tyler character, which was included in addition in the movie. I mean, it was not like the in the last book. It was like written down a bit later or something like that. Ivy, you have to let me know about that. But they decided to add it into it so they can complete the story, like stuff like that are still in line with the original stuff, but they just because it's a movie, they just put it there or remove it if they needed to. But yeah, still didn't break the law. People will have to make the separation in order to enjoy it as a show. Yes, that is exactly what I meant. I have to make separation to enjoy it if it's even good on its own. But yes, the show is not an adaptation by Amazon on words and by the creators on words, which by the way have no experience at all. They have barely any work done on a very bad Star Trek show. They have not done anything else in their lives. They barely have written anything. So that's also not very promising, giving the show to people that have no experience and no portfolio before this. It's really worrying. The specialist is called Tom Shippey, and welcome to Logan in the chat. He was fired because he said multiple times to the showrunners that they are breaking the lore. Exactly because they are. Because they are. Yes, bless you, dear Logan. I still remember the experience of reading the books and watching the films in the cinema. I see another cataclysmic abysmal of an adaptation. Yep, as an adaptation probably will be. Let's see. Other than that, amazing visuals. Amazing, I love it. I mean, I really love the aesthetic of everything. I already don't like this character. I don't know who that is, but that is super cringy, the way that he's acting on this here. It's just cringy how he's... I mean, the whole thing, his face, yeah, it's really cheesy and cringy.
Beyond the darkness, tempting shadow, to bury us all beneath the mountain.
I mean, these guys, I guess, look like dwarves.
He has no one name, but many.
When did Galadriel did this? I mean, she didn't. That's the thing. How they're going to play this with Sauron? Are they going to make him just a human? It's made up, yep. Not sure about Tom Shipley. Was he actually fired for his criticism or not? At least I couldn't find any confirmation of that, but yeah, we see enough to know most of the show. Haven't watched the trailer myself, so I have to rewatch. Well, I'm playing a bit here because we're going through it. The elves look like... Okay. The trees look gorgeous. Yes. Well, yeah, the elves also look like, yeah. But it has nothing to do with Harry Potter, Ferris. Harry Potter is not that bright and colorful. So is that supposed to be Sauron? Maybe is that supposed to be Sauron? Because I'm kind of confused. This sword looks very familiar to me. That forged the ring. So they are claiming, guys, that this is the story before the rings were, you know, forged. And as we go along, it is becoming that story. So it is the freaking Tolkien universe, but at the same time, it is their thing, and it's not like, how is not that plagiarizing? You know? Ah, the trees they used to make the Silmarillions. I'm still getting used to pronouncing some of the words because you know I'm currently making the video that Ivy is writing about the previous trailer and some differences, but it is applying again in general because it is about the differences between the trailer and I mean the previous teaser trailer and the books and the characters. Okay, Gary. We'll see the ant elves, but yeah, that is still not something I can enjoy personally. I understand. And hi to Eti Air, and yeah, thanks for the hearts. The eras are all messed up, as well as the characters and their plots. Yes, the eras are absolutely messed up. That is true.
Find the light, and the shadow will not find you.
So it's like the becoming, I mean, Sauron becoming Sauron. That's how it looks like, at least. I have no idea who that character could be. And here is Galadriel once more being a warrior that she never was. And this elf, there's no such elf. There's no such elf. It doesn't exist. And I'm very happy about this actress because I mean I watched her in previous things. I enjoy seeing her in general, but that is not that character. That is not the character. It is not at all the character. You know, I mean by that logic, it doesn't matter whatever Tolkien wrote, how those characters are supposed to be like. It just doesn't matter. Just scrap everything and put all kinds of actors there because why? Because you want to force diversity? Yes, that is exactly why. Because there's no other reason for them to not, you know, keep those things true to the original material. They should, how the original movies did, you know, they did that. At least they didn't play with that. Exactly. Thank you for reminding me of their names. Yeah. Oh, you mean the trees of Valinor, Laurel, and Telperion. Yes, they look beautiful. Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
Yep, no such elves. This is also, you know, very well shot. It's beautiful. I mean, from that point of view, it's very awesome.
Eventually, one or the other. I should.
That's interesting. Very, very cool shot. It's not Lord of the Ringy. It's not like Lord of the Rings, but it's a cool shot. Those guys, I think these are the orcs, because yeah, they kind of look like Shadow of Mordor the game, at least a bit. I admit they make too much effort to make this film, but I hope it will make a good review as a result. Well, it's a TV series. I mean, it's an Amazon series, the most expensive series in the whole world and history. So there's that. Tao Miriel, I don't know if they can change her. I don't see a reason why. Her role is pretty much positive. I hope they won't make her into a secret Cersei or something. Wow, yeah, I mean, at least if they're going to change her appearance, just don't change her character freaking nature, please. Also, two dwarves who are Durin. If this is true, it's impossible on every level. So one Durin insemination at the time, please. Okay, that's fun. That's funny. And what is this guy that, once again, I really dislike him already because he just playing this so cheesy. It's just cheesy to look at. What is he supposed to be? Like a very, very close servant of Sauron? I mean, it's like they don't care, the creators don't care about that the years between whatever happened before the rings were forged. I mean, the eras, those thousands of years just doesn't matter. It's like 5 minutes almost for them. Yep, it's like no time has passed. So September 2, after a month and like week, 2 weeks, something like that. So it's not actually that far off. And then we see this creature, dear Ivy. Dear Ivy, see this, see this, see this. See this? What is this doing here? What is this doing here? I mean, are we expecting Gandalf to fight it now, or like what? What exactly? I mean, it's cool and all to see, but really, is he supposed to be there in that earlier eras? The orcs are epic. I will give the show that. They look great and much more fitting to the Second Age, when they were less cunning organized than in the Third Age, thanks to Papa Sauron's wisdom. Aha. Okay, this bad guy could be Sauron. I mean, in his fair form, Anatar. Ah, okay. So you mean the kid grew up and became this very creepy guy? As you said, Gary, I can see baby Goldie writing a better script. Yes, he can. Just being cute. And the elf goes into a tree. A case of any angry... What is that? Warren? A Sullivan elf should know better. Oh. Oh, Peter Jackson Barlock? Not really sure. The Barlock is there, but he didn't show himself in the Second Age. Nothing involving him. Yes, point mate. Exactly, so he is one of those things that should not be there at all. So guys, I'm gonna say this trailer is pretty damn good as a trailer goes for a fantasy show. I mean, it represents how big this is, how, well, yeah, it's gonna be vast and all of that. If I didn't know anything about Lord of the Rings, I would totally be like, whoa, what's that, what's that? That looks pretty good. Sorry guys. It's getting late here. I will be like in awe of the beautiful stuff that I see. But then again, I was, very impressed by Wheel of Time. Yeah, Wheel of Time. And that show went to absolute crap. I mean, even if I didn't know anything about the books and about Wheel of Time, I really don't know much. It sucked. It was so poorly written in the end, and all the characters were rendered so dumb, and everything just fell flat on its face. It lacked substance, it lacked meaning. There was some juvenile behavior there among some of the characters that went for far too long, and in the end everything was wrapped super fast, and it was very prematurely ended, and everything felt very, well, how to put this, completely empty, like a stupid teenage show that, the audience are supposed to be very mature or dumb or something. So and that show, I do know, at least from people that have written the books, read the books, and of course you, Ivy, as well, that it's not like that at all. So what's the freaking point of even making something if you're going to, poop on it and completely make it meaningless? Yeah, what the heck is the point, really? So yeah, that's the full trailer on the Ivy. And so yeah, we'll let it finish.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
The ending was very disappointing. Yeah, you watched it too. Yeah, just drop it completely. Absolutely. Granted, I do think this show will not suck like
Eventually, one or the other must surely break.
what is that? I forgot about that abbreviation, but it will not be even a resemblance of an adaptation. Yep, not even a resemblance. If any, I will compare this show to the Foundation show loosely using the literature. The Wheel of Time, yes. I totally love Foundation, but I cannot say how much they screw that up compared to the original material. I know that there's like overall faithfulness of the whole idea, but some of the characters are maybe a bit more, more developed actually in the show, because in the books actually do not focus on particular characters. That is at least what my research said. So maybe it's a different case there. As a show, it's definitely working for me though. Really, really love it. Hmm. If any film or series uh, look to the design of the monsters, and if it's good, the film will be also good as well. Ferris, are you a kid, Ferris? Because you cannot judge any movie by how the monsters are designed. This has nothing to do with any depth, meaning, substance, even, well, whatever it is, quality of the whole film. It's just CGI character. You still have to have a good writing, behind the movie. You still have to have good character developments for the rest of the film, and you still have to care somehow that this monster is on the screen. Why is he there? What's the context of that? If there's not any substance behind what we're watching, visuals really don't matter. Beautiful visuals and beautiful CGI creature, that's one of the things that I really enjoy watching. It's a spectacle, it's you know, literally a visual spectacle, but that cannot make up for a very bad story, writing, pacing. It could be slow, it could be super fast, it could not hold your attention. There's so many factors that have to come together so you can have a very good TV show or a movie or whatever it is. It's an art. You have to have a lot of people do a lot of jobs on these things, and you have to think about a lot. So the final product is quality. You can't say, "Oh, it's a very good pictures are moving on the screen." Then we are all happy, yay! You have to be like 5 years old if you can only enjoy something. It's enough for you if whatever you see is okay. It's like, oh, it's visually impressive, so it's good. It's good. Well, by that logic, a lot of movies with CGI or just cool looking monsters in general, even if they're animatronics or something, should be good, but they're totally not. Like take Hansel and Gretel, for instance. That's like a older movie with Jeremy Renner. I didn't think at the time it was bad, but I was very young then, so there's that. And Clayton, yes, you do like Foundation. Page everything together indeed. To make this show is truly not something I can be excited for, but I will hope that for others it will be like the Foundation show, enjoyable regardless. Yes, that is at least we can hope for actually. Hoping for the best, prepare for the worst. Well, at least we have great TV series like Better Call Saul, Succession, etc. I haven't seen that Better Call Saul and Succession, but I heard a lot of good things about it. Is that a prequel or of something? I have to check. I hear many good things about Better Call Saul. Yes, me sure. Me too. Some say it's one of the greatest shows in recent years. Wow, really? You like it more than Breaking Bad? Wow. Okay, okay. So, is that a prequel of Breaking Bad? Better Call Saul? Let me know, guys. So, thanks so much, guys, for watching. Gotta go rest now. Yes. If you like to support me, you can check all of the things that I do down below on my OnlyFans, where I have meaningful videos about sex educational content, about sex education, yes, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. And I can help you personally with a lot that has to do with your physical and mental health there. If you wish, my coaching services are there, and also about my own progress. And of course, there's always Patreon, PayPal, all of those things, guys. Everything down below. And I'm going to cover whatever I can, guys, as I said, from tomorrow and on Sunday, Bulgarian time. That is when a lot of the comic book, Comic Con and comic book stuff, yeah, in general, are probably going to drop. So if I miss, Saturday, that is because everything is going to be dropping on Sunday my time. But in any case, guys, I'm going to do my best, as always, to be here. And Lopo, I'm happy that you caught at least a bit of the stream. Thank you. Thank you, Lobo. Thank you. Okay. In the worst case, we can have that many factors will make the product special, but also the design of the CGI will make the film great. Like example, the design of dinosaurs in Jurassic World Dominion. That still doesn't make the movie good. That still doesn't make the movie good. Why don't you watch the Apple series, the latest Apple series that has a lot of dinosaurs there, with one of the best, most photorealistic CGI you can ever see. It's actually better than the movie, and you just watch that. It's a documentary. It has a lot more meaning to it than that movie. So, doesn't make the movie good. Does not. The movie, if it's empty, it is empty. You can still enjoy the visuals, but you cannot say that the movie is good. The two things, the two things, either the movie is, the two things could be separate. You can have a quality in one thing and totally lacking quality in the other aspects, which those other aspects, the story, characters, and overall meaning are more important than the visuals. And then you have the visuals to supplement that, but they're not the only thing. Then you can base your uh, opinion on the movie only, because then when all the movie critics all the movie critics then will be only people that understand CGI and not movies at all, and not storytelling, not character development, not anything else. So you just can't say that. In the worst case, we can have a headcanon for the show in which Gil-galad pulls a prank on Elrond and sends him to look for him in the east. Go on, see if I'm there. Awesome. And Andre, have a great weekend, rest of the day. Lobo, dear Clyton, dear Ivy as well. Have a lovely night, absolutely. And yes, thank you, Lobo. Thank you, guys. See you very soon. Bye bye.